Yes, good afternoon. Um, on the earlier part of the video, I was just trying to, I was talking about Play Store, TalkBack settings, and Google Assistant. But I said something about the TalkBack settings as well as Play Store. Then something came up which interfered with my connection, and I'd like to apologize greatly about this. But I'd like to urge all of you to subscribe to the channel so that you can be able to get more of these lessons, and I promise that they will be fruitful. And here now I'm going to talk about Google Assistant. Now Google Assistant is handy because it enables you to be able to perform particular tasks. I know on the first part of the lesson I said you can also navigate. It's not so much more about navigation, but it's about performing particular tasks. Tasks like you can ask it to send a message on WhatsApp on your behalf by saying the message, and it will send it. You can also record a message on WhatsApp, and it will be able to send it. You can also make a phone call, primarily if you have that contact in your contact list. You can also have a nickname assigned to that contact on the Google Assistant, so that when you call that name, Google will know that you want to call that person. All you need to do with Google, with phones that are Samsung, the ones which have the buttons on it, there are only two ways. There are two ways you can wake Google up. You can do that by long pressing the home button. It will invoke Google Assistant. But with the phones which don't have home, like the Mobicel and the most recent phones of Samsung, you will need to go to Google. You'll have to go to Google by tapping on the Google folder, and then tap to Google. You go to more, you go to settings. Recent. Now on settings, Recent. You will find the following. Signed in as ANDISWA Cornelia. Okay. The first thing it does read here is the person who signed in on the phone that I'm using here. And then the second line is search activity. Recent. The third one is recent. Reminders. The fourth one is reminders. Customize widget. Double tap to activate. The fifth one is customize widget. Settings. Double tap to activate. Okay, I have to go over this again. You go to Google. Google folder, right? You then go to open account menu. Google voice search button. Once you're on Google, you go to more. Okay. Now, when you go to more, before you reach settings, on the first heading is the account in which the phone is signed in. Remember, if you want to use Google Assistant, you have to have first signed on the Play Store, which and that will enable you to use Google and Gmail as well. And your account will appear on settings. So this is why the name of the person who signed in appears here. Signed in as ANDI. Then the second heading is search activity. The third one is recent activity. The fourth one is reminders.
Customize widget.
Fifth one is customize widget.
Settings.
The seventh one is settings.
Double tap to activate.
Now, on the settings is where you need to be.
Interests in list. Notifications. General.
It shows you there's
Double tap to
general.
activate.
Let me not first go there.
Notifications.
And I'll go to notifications. The kind of notification Google should give you. That's not where we are. Interest is maybe the kind of news Google should display from for you.
Google Assistant.
Then we have Google Assistant. Google Assistant is what we need to do.
Assistant setting.
Google Assistant is the one that you need to configure here.
Navigate
and on the Google Assistant, it first calls the name of the person who is signed in.
Select Manage your Google account button.
The second one says you manage a Google account.
Selected you.
Assistant. Then
services.
Okay,
Assistant.
it then goes to Assistant.
Assistant.
On the Assistant,
Home. Services.
There's services.
Selected. Services.
There is
selected.
Yes,
services.
Home. There's home.
Languages. For
Languages.
Continued conversation.
Continued conversation.
Teach your assistant to recognize
Voice match is the one which you are needing here, and you get in here. Once you are here,
more options button. Navigate.
Once you are here,
voice match. Teach your assistant
you,
to recognize your voice.
As you can hear, you teach the assistant to recognize your voice. Now, what is handy about this function is that it makes your phone more secure if you have your own voice in there. Unlike anyone using anyone's voice, because you can also do that if you did not enter your voice. Anyone can use a voice there, and it wakes up the commands, and it can do things which can be harmful to you.
Voice match lets your
because of voice match, sometimes it can be difficult to use somebody else's phone. Whether there is data or not, but it can be difficult because, for an example, because I do have my phone in here, performing a duty here, so I may wake up the command from it as well if I use my voice on this phone. So if you have trained your phone to learn your voice, you can be starting to navigate to these functions. For example, today, besides being able to call using the contact that's in here, I called a hospital in which its number is not in my contact list, and that's because Google has the details of that hospital. So it becomes easier and handy in many duties you want to perform. That's about it. If you need more, I will provide in the next lesson about Google Assistant, so that people can know more, and I'll tell you what else on that lesson we will learn. For now, I can just advise you to be safe. If you are back at work, be safe. Make sure you are screened and you are observing the correct protocols, given the scenario or the situation as the world we find ourselves in, and it's winter in South Africa. I hope people are also warm wherever they are. If you are at home, please stay safe.